10 years ago, Marinell Watts had stem cell therapy and has been living with the uncertainty since that time about whether or not the cancer would return. And in fact, it has.
I've always known that I wanted to go to heaven, but I decided that I needed to find out a little bit more about heaven and find out a little bit more about Jesus, who would greet me and find out a little bit more about the glory of God. God doesn't promise us a rose garden. He tells us that we will have adversity in our life. And I think sometimes we don't think about that's going to happen to me. It'll happen to someone else, but it won't happen to me. I think we need to prepare ourselves. We start out at teaching our children the many things in their Bible classes and teaching them about Jesus and the love of Jesus. I can't say enough about being a seeker. I really think that being a seeker in the Word is just so important. James talks about drawing close to God. So we have to find out what works for us. And 10 years ago, I used these scriptures. I've Xeroxed them for many people through the years, and I've read them. Right now, I am reading a little book on heaven by Randy Alcorn. He uses lots of scripture, and I'm really enjoying thinking about heaven. And then every morning I use this little book called Jesus Calling. And expect to encounter adversity in your life, remembering that you live in a deeply fallen world. Stop trying to find a way that circumvents difficulties. The main problem with an easy life is that it masks your need for me and your need for God. And it's important to have we at Hillcrest, there are so many people that are willing to pray with you and meet your needs and visits and cards. And, there's just so many ways that we can reach out to people who are going through this. It also builds a good feeling in ourselves. Joy. I think when you serve people, the joy rubs off.
Would you like to say something about what Scripture has meant to you?
I have one scripture that I just dearly love. This is from Isaiah 57, 1 and 2. The righteous perish, and no one ponders it in his heart. Devout men are taken away, and no one understands. That the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil. Those who walk uprightly enter into peace. They find rest as they lie in death. But you have to draw close to God. I mean, it's a choice.
Yes.
And you have to draw close to God. And you have to keep yourself there. And you have to surround yourself with good literature and good people.
If you were to say one thing to the congregation, what would you say?
I just think you have to be a seeker in the Word. And, God will let you know what He wants you to do and what God has a plan for every one of us. And if you are in sync with Him, He will let you know what you need to do.